100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Hello and welcome to Cardiff. It is a warm summer's day here at the airport that is busy as always, at times pushing the limits of the airport's capacity. So it is a good thing that the airport expansion remains on track, as it will open up many new possibilities for the airport. Over at the terminal we have a CRJ 700 of Lufthansa ready to board its passengers for its next flight back to Frankfurt in Germany. The aircraft is scheduled to depart at 5 minutes past 1, so there still remains about 15 minutes until pushback. 5 minutes more until its pushback has this ATR 72 of Czech Airlines, as the crew is currently preparing the cabin before passengers are boarding the aircraft for its return flight to Prague. Then we have a premiere at Cardiff with the arrival of the 737-800 of Sterling Airlines, which had its transfer flight to Cardiff earlier today. The aircraft will remain stationed here over the summer, as it has been leased by tour operators for charter flights. The first flight will leave in about 40 minutes, bringing football fans to Portugal for the Euros 2004 tournament. Then we have 2 fire trucks that finished a water salute a few minutes ago. This honor was given to the 737-700 of KLM, which with this first flight from Amsterdam marks the return of the airline to Cardiff. The route will mainly be operated by Fokker 50 aircraft, but for this special occasion and during traffic peaks, we can expect to see larger KLM aircraft like the 737-700 here at the airport. Next to the arriving KLM, we have a Airbus A320 of British Airways, which has been deployed to operate on the Cardiff-London Heathrow route today. The next departure is scheduled for 10 minutes past 1, and with last luggage being loaded and boarding almost being completed, a on-time departure shouldn't be a problem. Then we have a Boeing 737-400 of Olympic that arrived 10 minutes ago from Athens. The airline is increasing its frequencies over the summer in anticipation of increased tourism due to the upcoming Summer Olympics in Athens. Then we have a Fokker 100 of Air France. Originally it should already have left this morning, but that flight was cancelled. Now it is scheduled to operate the next flight to Paris, but with the departure scheduled in about 40 minutes and still absolutely no activities around the aircraft, this seems rather doubtful. Passengers are getting frustrated due to the lack of communication and what could look like an airline being hit by a strike. Now, before we head out to the remote stands, it's time for the news. Increased charter traffic at Cardiff, travel service and Sterling Airlines to support local tour operators and Monarch with charter flights to Portugal and Greece during the Euros 2004 and the Summer Olympics in Athens. Airport is rumored to sign a new deal with a major US carrier, giving Cardiff a direct US route. Sources close to the matter indicate that the airline in question could be Northwest Airlines, and that passengers could see a new route as early as autumn 2004. Last flight of EasyJet Go at Cardiff. With today's flight of EasyJet Go to Malaga, an era comes to an end as it marks the closure of the EasyJet Go base at Cardiff Airport. Ryanair closes Cardiff routes effective immediately. Ryanair closes the routes after negotiations with the airport regarding reductions of airport fees stalled. Airport management announces the construction of a brand new general and private aviation terminal. Construction is expected to be completed already by the end of the year. Short-lived adventure. Air Dolomiti pulls the handbrake as passenger numbers on the routes to Cardiff did not live up to expectations. The airline announced it would close all its Cardiff routes by the end of the month. Spanair investigations. News regarding the air crash investigation of flight JK457 that skidded off the runway at Cardiff Airport last December remain rare, as investigators remain tight-lipped. Sources close to the matter do, however, confirm that investigators currently are focusing their investigations on the, at the time of the accident, malfunctioning ILS system of the airport, as well as on maintenance records of the airline. However, pilot error can apparently still not be ruled out. Over at the remote stands we find this MD-90 of Saudia that is flying to and from Jeddah with a stopover at Geneva Airport. After having deboarded its passengers, the aircraft is now being refueled and then slowly prepared for its return flight. Arriving right now and just about to pull into its ramp is this Airbus A319 of Air Malta that will remain here at the airport for a little over 1 hour before it will head back to the Mediterranean island of Malta. Then we have a Boeing 717 of Spanair that today is flying on the route between Cardiff and Barcelona. Passengers are currently boarding the aircraft, but with the departure scheduled for 1 o'clock, a on-time departure might be a bit tricky, so a few minutes delay is to be expected on this flight. Another first-time visitor is this Fokker 100 of Portuguese carrier Portugalia that will be serving Cardiff during the Euros 2004 with multiple flights between Cardiff and Portugal, bringing football fans to and from the ongoing tournament. Today the aircraft is flying to and from Porto. And now let's head over to our furthest remote stance and the maintenance area. Another set of fire trucks is standing ready for water salute to give the 737-300 of EasyJet Go a proper send-off as the flight to Malaga marks the last scheduled commercial flight of the airline from Cardiff. Also taxiing towards runway 30 and currently second in line for takeoff is the 757-200 of Monarch Airlines. The aircraft came into Cardiff this morning from Corfu and will now be flying Welsh tourists to Palma de Mallorca. Holding short is the 737-800 of Travel Service flying on behalf of Monarch to and from Lisbon today as part of the special football charter flights for the European Football Championships. A bit of a missed approach is causing this A320 of V-Bird to perform a go-around. Once it has made its way around the airfield, it will be bringing passengers in from Maastricht in the Netherlands to where it is scheduled to return at 1:45 in the afternoon. Another first-time visitor is this grand old lady, the DC-8 of DHL that has come in from New York. The aircraft was originally scheduled to fly to East Midlands, but was diverted to Cardiff by DHL dispatch. The aircraft has been offloaded and will now remain at the airport until 10 in the evening when it will return to the States. An aircraft that has come in from East Midlands and also will be returning to there is this little Avro 100F of TNT. The return flight is scheduled to take off in about 1 hour, so we can expect activities to pick up around the aircraft very soon. Also rather calm is the situation around the Boeing 737-300F of West Atlantic UK. The aircraft came in this morning from Bremen in northern Germany and will later this evening be flying to Stavanger in Norway. And then it will probably be the last time we see this A321 of Spanair, the crashed aircraft that has been placed over here for quite some time now. The aircraft has finally been released by investigators, which means the aircraft will be scrapped in the coming days. And then our last aircraft for now is this Avro 100 of British Airways that is being prepared to return to service and will be heading out to London Heathrow at 6 o'clock in the evening. Now with that we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed the video then don't forget to leave a like, and if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe. With that, see you in the next episode of Cardiff.